Carl here from Games, Brains and Head-Banging Life, gbhbl.com for short. It's horror movie review time. You've seen the title, it's Terror at Bigfoot Pond. Sounds pretty like a shitty movie, right? If you've not seen it before, Terror at Bigfoot Pond. Doesn't exactly scream quality. But hey, it doesn't mean anything, right? It's just a title. Hopefully, you know, its shitty title just means a fun movie. Potentially low budget, over the top. Just fun. This is none of those things. This is one of the worst movies seen in a couple of years for us at GBHBL. It's also far from our first encounter with Bigfoot, and probably not going to be our last either. Terror at Bigfoot Pond's story sees a group of college students picked off by the mythical beast when they camp out in his territory. Wow, that sounds thrilling, doesn't it? It's written and directed by David Lombardi. Terror at Bigfoot Pond stars Emerald Fowler, Marcus DeVries, and Shoshana Gilbert. That's the main cast. There's a couple of others, but they're also fucking forgettable. Who cares? Now, really, you know, would I even bring this up? I'm going to do it because it bears repeating, I think. We don't really mention IMDb ratings in the reviews, written or video format. But this is one of the times where I feel like I kind of have to. Because as of the time of this video being recorded, Terror at Bigfoot Pond holds an eye-wateringly low score of 1.2 out of 10 out of 133 ratings. That is incredibly notable because that is so fucking low. It's crazy low. But check this. I think it's still too high. This is a found footage POV horror movie. It does nothing right. It is shockingly poor, with cheap visuals, horrendous acting, and a story that is simply mind-numbingly boring. It's one of the worst horror movies you could ever watch. And it lets you know early on that you're not going to have a good time, which is really kind of it. So if you're the kind of person that switches a movie off early when you think it's going to be shit, you'll get those vibes from this, as 10 minutes of story is stretched to 80. The opening driving scene goes on, and on, and on, and on. And fucking on. If you manage to not switch off there, it doesn't get any better. Our characters arrive and stand around talking endlessly about nothing for ages. It's appalling how bad all of this is. But should you continue on? Guess what? It's not going to get any better. Halfway through, your brain may start leaking out of your ears. That is actually a real possibility following the, I'm going to describe it as the drum topless dance around the fire bit. And then you'll realise absolutely nothing has happened in the movie. You're up to this point, halfway through it, and nothing has actually happened. Night has fallen, and the cheapness of this movie really rears its ugly head, as you just can't see anything anymore.
He's right behind you,
It's so dark, and no one wanted to scrape together the money needed to light anything properly. We get POV shots as Bigfoot grunts and hunts, a vapid set of characters, leading to the eventual horrible reveal of the creature. Do you need to be told that it looks awful? Of course it fucking does. I started to believe by the end that this movie was some sort of joke project or some sort of money laundering scheme. You'll generally wonder about that like I did when you see it had an estimated budget of $280,000. How could that much money result in this? Shocking. I've seen better movies made for nothing. Borrowed equipment, friends and family taking on roles. Oh my goodness me. It's so ugly to look at. It's so poorly shot. It's so poorly acted. But all of that, right, I could forgive if it wasn't for this undeniable problem. It is so fucking boring. Nothing happens in this movie. Absolutely 80 minutes of your life you will never get back. It's up there as one of the worst horror movies we have ever seen. You got any thoughts on it? You know what to do. Let us know in the comments. Thank you very much for watching. You can check us out on gbhbl.com as well as on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter and Tumblr. Go to Patreon to help us out over there. That's patreon.com/gbhbl, as well as Big Cartel, where you can find some of our merchandise. We have a podcast running on SoundCloud and Apple Podcasts. And of course, if you like this video, do us a favour, hit the subscribe button and help the channel grow. Games, horror and heavy metal. What else is life for?